So we have a new Google update on their algorithm. And every time this happens, the SEO community goes and try to find the new strategies to rank their websites, to keep their websites relevant, and to keep growing organic traffic. But this time, the algorithm is not just a small thing, okay? It's the biggest Google update in over 25 years. And today I'm going to tell you how you can survive this update and how you can actually thrive with these new Google conditions. So for that, we have the guidelines here. Okay, this is an extensive guide. And if you guys want me to share this with you, just comment guidelines and I will send you the full link so you can read it in depth. But right now, we're just going to focus on what I consider to be one of the most important parts of it, which is how to apply and how to create content that will actually move the needle and make an impact on your website. Because as you know, in the last 3 years, creating content for a website in order to rank has never been so easy. There are literally hundreds or even thousands of AI writers where you just type a keyword or a title and it fabricates a full article complete that even auto-publishes to your website, like you have the example of Arvow. And it has become so easy to create content that it's now commoditized. Like before AI, creating an article would require hours and it would require expertise, okay? So there were not so many articles available online, and if you were a website owner that would publish content regularly to your website, curated content, you would be super easy to rank. And there was the strategy for years. That's why people hired agencies. That's why people hired copywriters and freelancers in order to rank with content. But now Google saw that everybody is creating this AI easy content that they consider to be slop. And by slop, I don't mean content generated by AI equals slop, okay? I can be a human and I can write slop as well, okay? Slop, it's just a term for something that doesn't add any new value to the web, okay? If I'm publishing an article about the 7 mistakes home buyers make, that is slop because that is common knowledge that is available online and you don't even need to read an article or even open a website to get that information. You can simply go on ChatGPT, ask him the question, and you will get the answer. So slop doesn't mean AI generated content, okay? Because you can also generate content with AI, which provides value and which adds new information to the web. And that's what I'm going to show you today, because this is the only way you will be able to keep growing your website and to actually capitalize on this new Google update. So let's jump here to the guidelines and see what Google is telling about this commodity and non-commodity content. So what Google understands by non-commodity content is content that people find unique, compelling, and useful, okay? And this will likely influence your website's presence in generative AI search in the long run more than any of the other suggestions in this guide. While unique, valuable, good content can mean different things to different people, content like this generally shares some common attributes, such as providing a unique point of view. Okay, so Google has these AI systems, the algorithm basically, that take a look at a variety of sources so it can be helpful to have a unique viewpoint that stands out. For example, a first-hand review provides a unique perspective based on personal experience, whereas a summary of existing content simply restates information already available elsewhere. Create the content yourself based on what you know about the topic and consider what in-depth experience you can bring to your content. Don't just recycle what others on the internet have already said or could easily be produced by a generative AI model. This is exactly what I was telling you about. Let's take the example of a gardener, okay? I am not a gardener myself. So if I want to create an article for a website about gardening, my only option is to go on ChatGPT or on Claude and just ask him create me an article about gardening. Why? Because I do not have any personal expertise or experience in that field, okay? I cannot have a unique point of view over gardening. I cannot share any relevant experience because I never did it, okay? While an actual gardener, if he's creating an article for his website about gardening, he can add his own insights, what he sees from customers, experiences they have, tools that he have used, and he knows the pros and the cons and how they perform. So my article will absolutely not rank with this Google update, even if it's well formatted, even if it has images, because it's not adding anything unique. I'm just using information that is already in the web and in AI LLM models, all the data it has been trained on. I'm just recycling that and repackaging it in a new article for my website. But the value that I have to the world with that article is practically zero. And that is what Google is trying to tackle. Google is trying to end this wave of AI content that is so easy to generate and it will give you amazing rankings and amazing results. No, from now on, you will need to have actual experience and expertise on the topics that you're talking about. Okay, so let's go to the next one. Creating non-commodity content that's helpful, reliable, and people first. Be sure that you're writing non-commodity content that your readers will find helpful and reliable. Commodity content, for example, something like 7 tips for home buyers, is often based on common knowledge, which could originate from anyone and typically adds little unique insights for readers. In contrast, non-commodity content such as why we waive the inspection and save money, a look inside a sewer line, provides unique, expert, or experienced takes that go beyond common knowledge and the ordinary. So what Google is trying to tell us here and is recommending us is to have our own perspective or our own experience into the content that is created. Okay? If you want a practical example of this happening right now in the search engine result page, I picked an example here for you guys about the best vacuum robots. Okay, so if you search this keyword right now, you will see that the website that will rank first is not one of the common websites, okay? So in this list, you have this website called the Vacuum Wars, you have this website called the New York Times, I'm pretty sure you know it, you even have Reddit, and you have PC Mag, which is extremely popular and famous. And you can see that Google did not rank the New York Times first just because it's the New York Times, even though they have a higher DR. And the same thing for PC Mag. And what's the reason for this? The reason is that this website is absolutely expert in vacuum cleaners and in robot vacuum cleaners. Okay, if you open this article right here, you will see that they make a list of the 20 best robot vacuums, and they not only write a review about them and the pros and the cons, they even have videos showing the vacuum workers. So how could they compete with the New York Times that probably just used AI to generate a listicle articles that take 10 to 15 seconds to generate? It's impossible. And before, I can almost guarantee to you that the New York Times and even PC Mag would rank first just because they're high DR. Because this expertise and these unique insights and personal experience were not being taken in account on the Google algorithm. So I'm gonna tell you now how you can use AI to make your life easier when you're trying to create this non-commodity type of content. And the answer is through Arvow, okay? Arvow is an SEO automation platform that can automate your SEO, but it's one of the first tools to adapt to this new type of content that Google wants to see. And they created something called custom templates that give you flexibility to add these personal insights and this personal experience. So I've compiled here a list of templates that you can use as of today. If you want access to these prompts, just let me to these templates, just comment template, and I will send it to you. Okay, but pretty much there are 4 types of templates that are proven to work to this new Google algorithm. And the first one is the case study. And you can see that how we got this result is super personal because you need to have your own experience, okay? It's not just clicking a button and let it rank and let it generate. No, you need to add some context about some result that you got for a client. And this is best for companies like SaaS businesses, agencies, service businesses, anyone with a real outcome. Okay, if you are a gardener, this is interesting for you because you can talk about how you got this result for a client, how you left his garden very beautiful and organized. The second one is about original data study. Okay, this is best for e-commerce business, SaaS, agencies, and even media. Okay, if your business has data like orders, service, or even internal metrics, you can use that information to create an original article because nobody else on the internet has access to these metrics, okay? Nobody in the world, no ChatGPT, no random website has access to your orders or to some insights that you found upon your data. So this is automatically a new unique article that is non-commoditized. The third one, you have first-hand reviews, okay? And this is for products or services that you actually tested and you have an opinion, okay? You see this a lot on TikTok, you see this a lot on Instagram, people, or even on YouTube, people reviewing products, okay? And it doesn't matter if it's not a new product or whatever, okay? I can literally make a review about these AirPods and it will be a unique article because I will give my own opinion that is not elsewhere on the web, okay? It's my own opinion. And if you want to read it, you can read it and open the article and Google will treat it as a unique article because if I go on ChatGPT and ask, write me an article reviewing the AirPods 3, that is not your personal experience, okay? Or if I'm reviewing a Ferrari, well, I never drove a Ferrari, so how can I make a relevant review about a Ferrari? I can't. Fourth, contrarian opinion. And this only works if you're an expert in any topic, okay? Because if you're not an expert, like an actual genuine expert, you will not have any credibility or reputation to talk about this. But pretty much you will find something that is commonly assumed by everybody to be true, and you will give a contrarian opinion, okay? So you can say, for example, everybody knows that eating vegetables is healthy, okay? But if you're an expert in nutrition, you can come up with an article that's like, vegetables are not that healthy, find out why. Or vegetables could be killing you, find out why. And that way, you will absolutely be treated by Google as a unique, non-commoditized article because ChatGPT would never write something like that. So it's new information to the web. It's your own opinion over a topic that you're an extreme expert. So these are the 4 templates that will gonna be working even with this new Google update. And you can use AI for this, like I said, using a platform like Arvow with their custom templates. And the way to create this is super, super easy, okay? You will open Arvow, you will come here to your campaign, you will open your campaign, and here where you have this article template section, you have the basic ones, but you also have these custom templates that will ask you for your opinion or for your input or for your insight so you can make this content non-commoditized. And how you create them is simply clicking here. You will paste the generation prompt and the outline that I can share with you. Just comment template in the comment section and I will send this forward to you. And once you configure them, you just need to click here on template 1, for example, and you will ask you for the topic, for the result achieved. This is new data and new things for the internet and what you did differently. And based on these 3 variables right here, Arvow will create you an article that is unique, that has personal insights, that is not commoditized, and therefore Google will treat it as something relevant and authentic and give you the results that you're looking for. The same thing applies for the other templates. You have the template number 2 with the original data. Okay, you have the data source and what you found about it. You have the template 3 with the product that you tested, how you tested, and what stood out. And you have the template number 4 with the topic, your own position, and why consensus is wrong. Okay, and this gives you enough space for you to write your opinion. Okay, I would recommend you to be specific and be insightful and actually take some minutes to write this. I'm not promising you it's a button that will create unique content, because everybody else is doing that and you want to stand in a different position. You want to write articles, like we said, that are non-commoditized and that are unique. So you actually need to spend some minutes filling this out so you can guarantee that your article will give you the results that you're looking for. And the best part is that you can still automate it in the sense of you don't need to be writing it manually on your website, okay? Arvow can connect with a bunch of website builders such as WordPress, Webflow, Wix, Shopify. So that part at least is automated and you save some time. And that's it, guys. Please start doing this right now, because if you're still writing fast, irrelevant, commoditized articles, your sites, your rankings, it will tank. You will start losing traffic and losing sales. So I'm here warning you as a friend, I would say, to start positioning yourself as somebody that wants to actually grow and actually wants to satisfy the Google algorithm that is incredibly powerful. So that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm gonna leave a link in the description for Arvow so you can test this template, so you can start creating your content and publishing to your website to see results in the near future. Please leave a like and subscribe the channel, as it helps me a lot and gives me motivation to keep bringing you this news. Don't forget to watch this next, and I see you on the next one.